This map, Whirlwind.
To the top right, starting for the Slayers team in the yellow, we currently have their savior. It is
Slayers Puzzle.
ZeNEX had Slayers on the ropes. They had them down 2 games. It was Life who threatened them, and then Puzzle was the one who took charge. He took the responsibility upon him, and he was able to not only defeat Life, but he also defeated Harrier. Now he is up against the 4th player for the ZeNEX team. It is to the top left.
ZeNEX Sushin.
AKA Line.
Yep.
He's the Code S player.
And we have a tied score now, 3-3. This is going to be one of the turning points in this clan war. We'll see who can pull ahead, because right now, basically, after these two, we have 2 additional players per team. And this is a very crucial moment in time because most of our maps have been used. So the players that are left don't have very many map options. It's hard to be a sniper at this point. In fact, the only maps we have left
Metropolis
now are,
and Muspelheim.
Those are the only 2 maps, so we'll see. We've already seen big star players like Life go down. We've seen MMA go down. So there's not a lot left to save. Whoever wins this map will likely take the clan war. You know, there's not many stars hiding on the bench anymore.
One of the things that I want to point out is that when we talk about Lion and the strategies that he used recently just in the up and down matches against Terran, he kind of relied on the same strategy over and over again, early aggression that he used with roaches and circling follow-ups. He had to face one Protoss player, he faced Mines, he lost in the regular group, and then when it came to a 3-way tie, he was able to beat him. So against Protoss in general, he has a pretty decent record, but one of the players that Lion lost to in the past, just recently with the 2-0, is actually Hero. So a player that we've seen yesterday, and well, that's basically one of the only players they lost to. Hero and Hyunghwa, Tassadar all in the past, but the recent matches, when we disregard Mines, mostly ended in Lion's favor. So let's see what he shows today. He has a so-so record, like he has actually like 50% against Protoss.
Basically, Line is considered by many, I mean, until Life made his appearance recently, but was considered by many to be like the only star left of ZeNEX. All the other players for ZeNEX who ever had Code S appearances or who did really well went to other teams. Line has consistently stayed with ZeNEX, and for that reason, I think many kind of considered him to be the ace. But I mean, with what what Life has done, so many their names are so similar. With what Life has done now, maybe people would consider him to be the ace. But this guy could show some good play here. But like you said, against Protoss, his win rate is not overwhelming. It's not a really good matchup for him where people would say, "Oh, it's a great choice here against Puzzle." It's just kind of like, well, what choices do they have left?
The entire time when I talk about the ZeNEX team and about the Zerg players that are definitely their backbone, I want to go for some kind of lifeline joke, but I can't come up with one.
That's actually, that's something I've considered as well. I couldn't figure out the best way to do it. But we'll find one.
Yeah, we'll find one. Probably someone will tweet something at us. And well, right now we have once again a Whirlwind, a pretty huge map, and Zerg. That one game that we saw in Zerg versus Protoss was dominated by roach attacks. It ended in favor of the Protoss, and we are going to find out what exactly Lion has up his sleeve here. He's trying to go for the block at the 3rd base, drops the pylon straight away, and therefore delays the 3rd expansion or the 2nd expansion of the 3rd base for his opponent. Puzzle is playing this really well so far, just kind of in standard opening. The Overlords for Lion, though, are in position, and he will catch the transition of Puzzle.
Yeah, I wonder what Puzzle is going to do in this match. Like, what will be his build of choice? Is he going to go for another big 2-base Colossus push? I don't think so. I think that was based on a reaction that he saw from Life in his earlier match. Double gas is now going down for Lion in his main. His first gases. 3rd and 4th gas going up for Puzzle here, and I think we're going to see a Stargate from him. There it is. In fact, just as I say that, drops it down in his natural. The Overlord has not seen this just yet, but hiding a Stargate is not, it's not like the most important thing. You kind of want to force the spores anyways. You want to force your opponent's reaction. That's part of what makes the Stargate play
but
so
with
strong.
double starport, this is going to be a different story. And he did not spot any of them.
Nope. And if he hides now and does not kill the Overlord, this could be really difficult to
You
deal
are
with.
so right, Wolf. If you hide those units and you just wait, and then you attack with full force, you might just win the game right there.
We do see a fast lair, in fact, even faster than Life in his ZVP coming down here.
Another Overlord.
Yeah, he was going to come and see this, but the Pylon is ready to spot him and chase him out. And this is exactly why Lion turns around with his Overlord, because he's like, oh, well, you've seen me, so I got to get out. No scouting for me right now. So the thing is, Zergling is all over the map to check for Pylons right now. He is doing a great job of scouting, but even so, Void Ray Phoenix coming out, and they're completely hidden. Look at this. With the Robo coming down, he is definitely banking on a Hydralisk transition, and he's going to follow, I think, up with Colossi.
The thing is that if you are Lion at this point in time, you know, okay, I don't know exactly what's going on. So what exactly can he do? He will probably use 1 or 2 Spore Crawlers just to be safe. I don't like that Puzzle is actually showing what he's doing, but at this point...
Well, showing the one Void Ray, it looks like one Stargate.
Exactly. Lion will think, okay, well, you have 1 Stargate. He will never guess that there's a double Stargate play. This is just so rare these days.
Life is going fast infestors again. And, I mean, Lion, but he's doing it just the way that Life did. We're going to see the Whirlwind actually over here is spotted, as well as the Overlord going down. But this infestor play can actually be quite good against double Stargate if you get your fungals off correctly. We saw last game, he was not able to defend the Queens, and that really hurt his production. We may see that yet again as 3 Phoenixes are coming out with the Void Ray now.
That you mentioned the infestor.
Oh, he's baiting the Queens out. Here we go.
But he does not have enough. Now he has enough to kill them with 1 lift. He's lifting everything right now. He just wants to stop them. And this Void Ray is so important, and it's going to be charged up. He's not moving in just now, but the Queens are going to die, and more Phoenixes are joining the fun here. And fun they have. They kill Queen after Queen after Queen. Another lifter would finish off another one of them. But he does not have the energy, but those Overlords, they are in trouble.
They're in a lot of trouble indeed.
It sucks to be an Overlord.
It definitely does. The Queen's now being lifted. There's just so much firepower on these Phoenixes. This is an old strategy, but it is coming back a little bit right now. Taking out the last Queen here at the natural. He will be able to force this back with the double Spore Crawlers. Burrow, the Pathogen Glands, the Roach Speed, they're all finishing up here, but he has done so much damage already.
He's picking off a few of the drones with an Observer. He can now kill all of the creep tumors.
And there's no way for the Queens to deny him.
You talked about the Infestors, and it's actually really funny because a lot of Zerg players will rather go for Infestor-Queen combination in order to defend against air than stick to, for let's say, for example, Hydralisks. Especially against a double Stargate opening, you can have a huge problem when there are Hydralisks because, well, they are light armored. And those Phoenixes, they will be in so huge numbers, such huge numbers that they just can attack. And more Queens are being picked off. This is horrible for Lion.
Yeah, he basically has no answer. He's finally got the Infestors out. He will get a good fungal. He may actually be able to kill all these Phoenixes, but the big problem, of course, is the Colossus transition that I mentioned before. He knows that either Hydralisk or Infestors are going to be the defensive choice, and he's not going to have any answer for these Colossi. Even with Roach Speed out, his Roach count right now is at just 5. He's not going to be able to make any more, not enough to defend the Colossi.
It is so important when you use the Infestors that you are able to get the funnels off before the Phoenixes actually use their Gravity Beam against you, and he does it. And you're right, the composition and the transition that Puzzle uses here will pose a huge problem to Lion.
This is basically almost like a repeat of the game that we saw against Life on Daybreak. I mean, in some ways it's different, of course, with how the opening went with a double Stargate, but he's forced into these Infestors. Well, he wanted to go to the Infestors in the beginning, but like now he's forced into making a composition because the Infestor tech was the only one he had. That now Puzzle is completely prepared for. He made his Robo way in advance. He's hitting with a really fast time here. He's about to have range. Twilight Council is going up here. It's going to allow him to get additional upgrades. And he's just going to take a third, I guess. I thought he was going to attack. I thought he was going to attack when his opponent had only Infestors out. He has a few more Roaches, but he's not going to attack, actually. This is not what I expected.
He has a lot of firepower here. He could have definitely attacked. He doesn't really know what kind of composition is played here. Oh, nice picks off the drone before the 4th is being reached. With the 3rd base, he will... Well, basically with the damage that he did, allows him to take the third. On 3 bases, Protoss feels really comfortable. He might have been just going for an attack here. He might have gone for it, but the main problem is if it fails and if the Zerg holds, then you are going to struggle. But this
the
is
Zealot
the
was
problem.
not on hold position.
Oh, this should not happen, and this is really bad for Puzzle.
Yeah, this is really bad because now he's got this huge infestor group to deal with, as well as the Zerglings that have streamed into his main base.
And this suddenly brings...
He's targeting the Nexus.
And he will get it. He will get this Nexus no matter what, and this brings Line back into the game after he lost so many queens. He doesn't actually move in with his Zerglings to the other side to attack the entire Nexus, but this doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, well now he's sending them in. He's killing the third Nexus, forces a cancel over there. This has been a great trade. He's totally actually just dismantles Puzzle here. This is the second game in a row that Puzzle has lost 2 Nexi and will be forced to rebuild both of them. He keeps his army alive though, and this is a big map, so he still has the opportunity to take this game. I mean, this game is not over, but this is definitely an awkward position, and the 15 Mulus transition. Yep.
He's going for 15 Mutalisks, and as long as we don't have the End Pulse Crystals, as long as we don't have range for Phoenixes, they are good against Mutalisks, but if you keep this Muta ball close together, then you just can start to one-shot Phoenixes with a lot of DPS. So this is something that's going to be a problem for Puzzle if he does not get Blink fast enough. He's already researching it. He needs a few Chrono Boosts here, but well, he only has 1 Nexus.
Yeah, this is a very unfortunate circumstance for Puzzle. His opponent is going to try to blindside
Another
him
base
with this.
at the bottom of the map. He hides this base.
When
He's
you go
going for
Mutalist, you always want to put your bases all around the map, so your opponent, if he tries to go for a base trade, tries to really commit to attack you, you have so many different options available.
Absolutely correct.
This is going to be so scary to deal with. These Mutalists are coming in. They're going to stop Blink.
Oh my god.
They are going to stop Blink.
Is he able to pull this off? If he stops Blink, this would be brutal, and he does. There's no way he's going to save this.
No, he can't save it. The Mutas will get out, and he's trying to actually flank with these Zerglings, but he's actually going to find himself in a position where the Mutas and the Zerglings are defended.
Puzzle!
Oh, wow. He loses too many Phoenixes here.
That should not happen, and he's going for the Colossi. He picks the sentries off first and focuses both of them down. Oh, wow. This is so bad for Puzzle here. He's going for the End Pulse Crystal, he's going for the Fleet Beacon, he even adds another Stargate. But the main problem is that will he be there in time? Will he get it in time?
He doesn't have the economy to support all of this. He can't make Phoenixes and get the upgrade of double Stargate. His third base is just now finishing up. And he's not going to be able to do that and get gateway units. And if he doesn't do both, then he's actually just going to start to fall apart because he's going to be dealing with more Mutalist harass before his Phoenixes are even ready, as well as the Zerglings running into his third. Like, he cannot deal with everything. And here they come, tearing apart the natural.
Wow, so many Mutalists. He has a Muta count of 21. And Puzzle, he regrets now that he didn't attack, or that he at least did not put his Stalker, his Zealot, on hold position. Small mistakes, but they accumulate and they bring a huge advantage for Line. With them now, we have him suddenly in a lead with 60 supply, a 4th base at the bottom of the map, taking down Stalkers, Phoenixes, and Cannons. And as soon as he kills those pylons over here, the Stargates will be unpowered as well, but he doesn't really have to do it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's 70 to 26 as far as worker count goes, and he still has a crazy...
50. He killed 50.
He still has a crazy army in the middle of the map. His upgrades are going. He's got +2 for his Mutas coming out. Remember, there's no Blink. There's no options left.
There's no answer. There is simply no answer. 15 Stalkers and 1 Phoenix. That's it. And it's not like he has a huge bank to build additional units.
No, yeah, he's stuck. He's actually going to lose some of his Stalkers here. The Muta's coming in for a flank. There are even Infestors coming that will drop some bungles. They're actually going to go for Infested Terrans, and I think this is the better choice with this many Lings coming in. What can Puzzle do? GG!
That's what he can do. He types GG and leaves as Line brings the lead for ZeNEX once more.
And Puzzle and Slayers, they are on their last leg now.
Oh yeah, they are. 1 player left. 1 player. That is all that Slayers has now. Who's going to be the ace?
That is such a good question, man. Right now, I couldn't tell you. I think it may be JYP, because JYP has shown some of the best PvZ for Slayers. And I don't know, though. After watching a player lose that many Overlords and be forced into Infestors against Colossi, still win the game with a beautiful Mutalist transition with great aggression. Yeah, a lot of the game came down to the Zealot not being on hold position, but otherwise, I mean, Line's play looked really, really good there.
Yeah, it really did. He lost a ton against this double Stargate opening. He lost so many queens. He also lost a few of his overlords and of his drones. But there was no... Well, the transition for Puzzle was there, but he decided to take a third instead of attacking. He had a choice here. He tried to take this third base, but he did not defend his natural well enough in order to withstand this aggression. If this Zealot is on hold position, he can flank the Zerg army from the side. The Zerg army is basically blocked before the natural, and then from the third, he can try to crush him. Gets a good angle on all these Zerglings with the 2 Colossi that he has, but suddenly he found himself in a position where he lost his Nexus in the main base, he lost the third base, was down on 1 Nexus while Line was just expanding again,
even taking a fourth.
Yeah.
I mean, he had everything ready to do that big attack.
And the Mutalisk transition when you're so far ahead in economy already is just beautiful. Even the snipe on the blink, everything just worked perfectly. It fit together so well for Line. And suddenly ZeNEX is ahead with 4-3.
Yeah, and this is potentially going to be our last game. We'll see what Slayers wants to do. I don't know who I'd pick in this position. Like, I'm not 100% sure.
And at the same time, while the Slayers team is now discussing who are they going to pick, I can guarantee you that ZeNEX is thinking about, okay, if Line, as soon as the player is going to be announced, they will discuss who's going to be the last player if Line is going to lose this and what he's going to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to see. Like,
the maps that are left are Muspelheim and Metropolis. You're up against the Zerg player. What do? Do you choose a Protoss and put him up on Metropolis to go for an immortal push, try to go for a normal timing?
I think we're going to see something like that. I think we're going to see JYP come out. That's who I would pick in this situation, and I think I would have him do some sort of a timing attack, whether it's the immortal one, whether it's Blink Stalker with a Warp Prism Sentry type of play, something like that. Let's find out who they're going to pick.
And they look tense. Yeah, they look really, really tense. There's no friendly banter going on anymore.
It could, you know...
And it is.
Oh, wow, yeah, there it is.
It is JYP.
Great choice. Pulling out the Evil Genius, putting him in that booth.
And they need one. They need an Evil Genius right now.
Look at Lion. He looks pretty confident. Such a happy guy.
He's like, another Protoss? Bring it.
Yep. I think he was expecting this as well. Probably thinking that his opponent would be going, or his opposing team would be picking a Protoss. And the map, we're about to find out what it's going to be. We don't know yet.
I would be surprised if it wasn't Metropolis.
Yeah, I would as well.
There are only 2 maps left, so it does not matter. If JYP wins the next one, he will have to play the next map as well, but this is going to be tough. They are 1 game away from losing this. 1 game. It all comes down to JYP.
Yep. He is the last player, the last hope. A player who, has been on... this guy actually has always been a top-notch Protoss. He was kind of on the up and up. Performed a little bit better, got into Codex temporarily. Let's find out what he can do. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. When we get back, we'll find out what our map is, and we'll find out what our players are going to do here at the GSTL Encounter and Wolf.